Hello guys and welcome back to the City Stand. It is the live preview for the Leicester City against Manchester United game tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So guys, before we get into the team lineup, we have got a few things that we're going to talk about in today's video. So obviously, coming off the back of a 2-1 loss to Chelsea, it's not really the best result. I didn't expect to win from Chelsea, but when you see your number one goalkeeper get lobbed, and it was just honestly, it was just an outrage. It was just a diabolical performance from Leicester, and really, it was an alright performance from Chelsea. But you've got to look at the things of I don't know. Is it the players or is it the manager? That's the thing, or is it just Leicester just cannot be asked to play anymore under this manager? So honestly, we'll get into the team of what I think and who should play. But so yeah, first off, we're going to talk about is Wesley Fofana has now moved to Chelsea on a 7-year deal, £70 million for the player plus 5 million add-ons. But I've heard something today that Leicester will only allowed to use a third of the 75 million that we'll get for Fofana. So one thing is, why are we only allowed to use a third of the 75 million, and where is the other chunk of that money going? But we'll probably never know that. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that's what I heard, that they're only allowed to use a third of the 75 million. Obviously, Fofana signed a 7-year deal for Chelsea. Honestly, I think it was a bit disrespectful of how he's gone about it, especially how the club helped him through it all. But to be quite honest, he didn't want to play for us in the closing weeks of the last season and the start of this season. So to be quite honest, it's a massive chunk I can't even speak today, off Leicester's wage books. So we'll get straight into the team of what I think and who should play where, coming off the back of a 2-1 loss to Chelsea. For me, I'd play Iverson in goal. I think just Iverson at the minute is just proving to be a better goalkeeper. You look at the game, obviously we won on penalties, but the only time that we did win was when Iverson was in goal. We've not won. We drew against Southampton. We've lost the rest of the games. Where is the concept of Ward's in goal for them games, we don't win. Iverson's that goal, we win on pens, but we still win. For me, I just think Iverson's just got to play now for a couple of weeks. Give Danny Ward a rest, because I don't think he's up to the standards yet of being able to play like he is. The back two, obviously, not really much choice to choose from. Evans definitely in there. Soyuncu. It was a mix between Soyuncu and Almaty, and for me, just Soyuncu's got that bit more about him than Almaty. Left back Justin, can't really play no one else there. I think Luke Thomas hasn't got the strength to go up against players of Man City, and that I just don't think he's strong enough. Right back Castagna, I think he needs to be there. He needs to get play in every single game. I think he's just a key part of Leicester at the minute. Midfield, Dewsbury Hall, I think it is just one of them that just needs to play. I think last game he played some good balls to Vardy and Barnes and that. He did do defensively very well. Ndidi, I think, we haven't really got anybody else apart from Tielemans. And I think with the current situation with Tielemans, of obviously Arsenal probably still want him, another club, and they've had a mystery bid of 19 million for him. I think that's just going to go round in his head. I don't think he'll be able to play at his standard. So for me, Ndidi goes in. Left wing, obviously Barnes. I think when he was injured, we lost our right man really, left man, but we lost a big part of our team and how we play. So Barnes has just got to be in there as a number one starter. Maddison on the right. I don't think, apart from Albrighton, you could put in that right position. I think Maddison's got the pace to get up and down. And I think with the striking thing, I think he can play on the wing and cut inside like Barnes does. But obviously there's two strikers. I think Vardy's getting to the thing now where I think he performs better with a player next to him to help him. And for me, Vardy's got to be in there. He's just got to be in there. Daka, it's a choice between Daka and Iheanacho, but I think play Daka the first half and into the second half, bring Iheanacho on, depends how we are doing. So yeah, that's the team that I think, I hope should be played, because I think that's just what we need to be playing now. I think we need to just give Daniel Alvesen a chance in a Premier League game against a Premier League team. But obviously, looking ahead to Manchester United, I think it's going to be one of them where, personally, I don't think we'll win. Personally, I might come tomorrow and we might have won, but personally, sitting here right now with the current situation of the team, and obviously Manchester United buying a couple of players that are a decent quality, I just don't think Leicester will be able to get past them. And yes, you might think Brighton, but if you can't beat a Brighton team, if you can't beat a Stockport County team in 90 minutes, then you're not gonna be beating Manchester United. But if you think of it, they've not played Harry Maguire and Ronaldo in the last, I think, 2 games, and they've won. So what we're hoping for now is they play Ronaldo and Maguire, which is very, very unlikely. But if they do, I think they'll stand a chance. But you've got to go out with it in the mindset of they've got to try and win. It is a must-win game for Leicester at the minute. Any game is a must-win game for Leicester. Currently sitting bottom of the Premier League with only 1 point, which was a draw to Southampton. But it's just not in there at the minute. We've just not got that calibre anymore. So yeah, I just think it's just not in there at the minute, to be quite honest. But yeah, so for me, is it time that we get a new manager in, or is it time that we try and give our faith in Brendan, or is it, like I said, should he himself stay at the club, or should himself just leave and try and get a decent side going? Because at the minute we're bottom of the Premier League. I think this is our 5th game going into it. I think it's our 5th game going into it. But for me, they've got to do something here, because they just can't carry on like this. You've got a team that we have got decent players. So the 5th game in, this will be our 5th game against Manchester United. So basically 4 games in and we're bottom of the table with 1 point. I just think we should just be doing better, really. 20th, it's just not, with a point on the board within 4 matches. It's got to come out somewhere that it's either Brendan and his tactics or the team not wanting to play for him. You look at when we had Ranieri when we won the Premier League, and the next season they didn't want to play, and we ended up in the same situation. But it is a statement at the minute to say we will be relegated this season, but you have got to look ahead and just see where what we're going to achieve this season, and really what are we actually going to be doing? Because at the minute we've not got that big of a like you look at this, you look at the season already, and where we ended up, obviously where we ended up in last season, it was all right. We could have done better, but we wanted to play at that point. Now this, so last season we were in 8th, and this season we're 20th. I know that was the end of the season, but last season we had a lot more injuries, and we were just struggling to get a team together where we could play our football. This season we've got a lot more players fit. Yes, we've lost the likes of Schmeichel and Fofana, but we're 20th. Now, for me, I think Rodgers should actually consider his time at Leicester, because for me, it's not buying anymore. Like, it's not buying anything. So if you think, from 21, then let's look at the last season actually. So last season we played 38 games, we won 14, we lost 14, and we got 62 goals, and we've conceded 59. with only 7 clean sheets. Now, if we look at this season, I know it's quite short, but we've played 4 games. We've won none, lost 3. We've only got 6 goals, and we've conceded 10. Now, if we look back to when we won the Premier League, we've got 36 played, 23 won, 3 lost. We've got a total of 68 goals, 36 goals conceded, and 15 clean sheets. If you compare that to last season, it is a big difference. Not in a way that it's the wins and the goals and the clean sheets that you've got to look at, because at the minute, we're not getting that clean sheets. And to be quite honest, what was the point in spending millions on Alex Smithies if you're not going to actually play him at any time? Because I'd have thought he'd have played him at the Stockport County game. I think we've just lost the compassion at the minute. I think we need to really sit down and look at how we're going to do things. But it is one of them things. We're going to have to wait and see tomorrow. We will be live at 7:30 for the game. 7:30 we'll go live at 7:30 and we'll bring you some news, because I bet there'll be some more news, because we've been linked with players, but I haven't had time to try and get all that sorted for today. But yeah, we've been linked with some players, and another thing I seen today on a thing was there's not going to be, even though we've just had 75 million come in from Fofana, we're not going to have a massive spending spree. Well, for instance, you've got Vardy till 2024. I'd get another striker at the same type of level as Vardy. And we desperately need a defender. We need at least 2 defenders. So there's 3 players. You're going to have to spend you're going to have to spend money. And it's not going on a spending spree. It is looking at your options of how and what you need to do. But obviously, Man U currently sitting in 11th with 6, so they've won 3. No, they've won 2. And I really just can't see it happening today. I really can't. But anyway, so that's basically it. So yeah, that's the team on the right that I'd play. So obviously, we've got a bit of time before the thing. But obviously, our sponsors this season, and hopefully will be the seasons after, is obviously DJ Marlow. Obviously, scan the QR code. Sorry, I was just looking at something then, just trying to see if I could get any news. Scan the QR code that will come up on the screen through this video. It'll take you straight to their page. Give them a message. They'll get back to you. Cheap prices. And if you message them the code the City Stand, you'll get 10% off your final price. So yeah, so that is about it for us, to be fair. Like the video, subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow on the live watch along. But yeah, so have a good one, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Cheers, guys.